everyone, and welcome to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. My name's Adam Sykes, the founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform, and today I've got with me
Phil Whitby, developer of SwiftCase.
And Craig McCarthy, development manager of SwiftCase.
Okay, great. So today we're going to talk about, basically the other day we had a printer in our Liverpool office and we realised that nothing had been printed on it
for a year
since we bought it. I think we bought it for, we just moved offices and we just thought, we better get a printer and a scanner. I suppose we do use a scanner every now and then because other people decide to use a printer. So we really think it is like, why do people still have printers and why have we got printers in this?
I'm sick of paper. Really, I mean the amount of businesses that we go into, and some of them still print stuff off, but they'll print it off from our system as well, and it always confuses me because it's a waste, isn't it? Really, it's a waste of paper, and I just think everything's much more convenient when you're carrying it, either on your laptop, on your phone, on your tablet, and so on.
Well, I wonder whether I think I mentioned this to you, and this might have been why we came up with this idea. But there was a Reddit thread on ridiculous things that people believe or do.
We should make a compilation of the amount of times you've said that on this.
And one of them was like about a man who's, a colleague of his who printed out every email.
Yes, that was it.
Right. So,
this is how this came up, isn't it? Actually,
So she would blow through their budget and then a huge stationery budget every month because she would, if they got an email, they'd print it. Or also, if there was a reply to an email, she would print the whole thread.
Oh, okay.
It's painful, isn't it? And now that makes me think, well, actually, every use of a printer is literally an extension of that anxiety. It's that, but what if? Or what if I need it? What if the computer crashes?
So it's still there's still like almost a fundamental lack of trust in technology.
Well, they don't understand the redundancy that is now built in to a lot of things. They don't understand that a lot of things on the cloud are backed up multiple times across different geographical regions. So whereas traditionally, even 15 years ago, people would have imagined a server existing somewhere that had everything on it, and if there was a fire, that's gone. But there's multiple layers of redundancy for a lot of large server providers now, and it's who knows that unless you're in the industry.
But you don't see it, do you?
Exactly.
I suppose when you used to have like the server room, and you go into the server room and you have your backup tapes or whatever it was, and like no one ever used to check whether the backup tapes would actually work until it went wrong and they didn't. You've been putting it in every day for like the last 5 years religiously, but like you never actually thought to test it. It was always a big problem with companies not actually trying out their backups. So I suppose with paper they could say
it's right there.
Well, it's right there. I can see it, and unless you have a fire and you haven't put it in your fireproof safe, it's going to still be there.
I think there's an element of novelty now though with physical stuff. I mean, I know I'm probably more likely to look at a letter that comes through the door than an email that
even
comes
if
from a
you
company.
know it's spam letter.
Because I quite it's that thrill. That's the thrill.
I'm important enough to receive a letter.
So
therefore I must open it because it may be extremely important. But an email, you're like, it could be anything. It could be like you're in arrears and in debt and there's bailiffs coming and be like, junk.
I mean, as someone who's just like grown up in the internet age, the idea of receiving something physical like that is just it's going
Makes you feel like a real adult. I think maybe that's it.
Feel really special.
There's a part, people's behaviour is partly kind of just mimicry of adults that they know, and people just want to sort of behave like what they think a proper adult does. Having physical copies of things on printouts and carrying a printout around probably makes people feel like they're doing something important in their job.
I mean, my theory on printers is that they're designed just to put people in jobs still. Because despite the fact that, I mean, we all work in tech, I still find and dread setting up a printer. I still think it's as difficult as it was about 20 years ago. For some reason, they just make it really, really difficult. It just I don't know, really bamboozles me.
I wonder.
Half the time, it's got a different port from others.
That's good.
Which it's like, what the hell is this? If you change
the
cartridge,
Wi-Fi up, it's unbelievable.
The Wi-Fi is impossible.
You've got to print out.
Do you know what?
I need to get the instructions of what Wi-Fi things to then type back in.
Well, to get into this, I had to set one up about a few weeks ago, that I got for my birthday. Actually, it shows you that show. And my birthday's in January, and we're in November now. It shows you how often we use it. It was a birthday present. Amazing. Everything I've always wanted. And do you know what? It took me about 45 minutes to get it set up, and I still couldn't get it to print in colour from my Mac. I had to use my phone, and it forced this bloody app on my phone to get it, just to get it to work with the network and everything. I thought, what is this? Rocket science that's going on?
It's a bit like a cartel in a way. It's a bit of a racket, isn't it? Because the inks are so cheap, so the printers are cheap, so the printers are built badly because they actually are running out of loss for the printer. And everything's on ink, isn't it? So
the ink's worth more than crude oil or
Well, that's part of the reason.
Chanel perfume's cheaper per mil than printer ink.
Yeah. It might be nicer to give someone just a piece of paper with a bit of Chanel perfume in it.
Yeah.
But actually, as a gesture.
You get that free in John Lewis.
But isn't one of the we've discussed this before actually, but one of the problems with the printer that we had in the office was the fact that it was the colour cartridge that needed replacing.
Yeah.
But there was only one colour.
Yeah. It wouldn't print black and white.
But it wouldn't print black and white.
Yeah.
And it has a
What's
black
going
cartridge.
on?
It has a black cartridge.
How is that acceptable?
No, it's a scam.
Yeah, it is a scam. Yeah,
and they run out, so it's not even like you could just keep the 3 colour ones in and just use the black and white.
Oh, they expire over time.
Expire.
Yeah, they expire.
And you buy one, and it's never the full amount.
Yeah.
As well, it's to tease you, isn't it? It's like, oh, look at this fancy print.
Oh yeah, you get like 50 pages.
Hold these things in your hand.
Yeah. I can see reasons for having printers though, because probably why you got given the gift at home rather than an office situation is people do want to print out photos if they want to put them on the wall.
Yeah.
And no, you can go and get them printed in
it's the convenience of that, isn't
but
it?
a lot of those places now, actually, it's probably a computer with a printer in a fancy wooden box.
Yeah, actually,
I think
so actually, it was good quality.
Yeah, so you can get decent photo prints if you get the proper paper and you get a decent printer. You can do that. And I think the only other thing really is if you're reading a lot, sometimes reading off paper.
It's that old thing, isn't it? Really, with I've got a mate who's die hard. I want physical books as opposed to reading a PDF on a Kindle or something like that. So it does make sense, I think, if you've got quite a long thing to read. But if you're printing off emails, there's a use for it, isn't there? And
that's hilarious. Yeah, emails.
It shouldn't be used like it used to.
No. Well, we're going to talk about emails in another podcast, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
Maybe it's all part of our interaction with these archaic things. Become archaic so quickly, don't they? And not just within people's lifetimes, but within a decade. Yeah, I mean, I mean, you're not lying actually, but I mean, how many phones from 3 years ago can actually run the latest version of software? I mean, Chromebooks that come out now, they're not actually maintained. The software isn't sort of updated after 2 years. You know what I mean? Isn't it straight? So you're like, okay, well, you can put Linux on it or something. But that's not the point. It's like things are just happening so fast that email itself and printing itself, which was not long ago oh cool, it's now just really just a legacy application, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
So I think we're still mixed though. I think that it's got its uses,
but they're so niche now, aren't they?
But in an office environment, they're probably not as necessary as they used to be. And I think most cases where people still do think they're necessary, they probably could be engineered out. I mean, the signature is probably a classic one of that.
Oh yeah.
People wanting signed documents. I've kind of moved towards the digital signature as being acceptable, and I think even some courts will now even take it as a legal signature of a digital signature. But let's save some trees, get rid of those printers, and get everything automated and digitized. I think is the key. Okay, great.
Yeah. So, I suppose speaking of signing off, we've got a website, haven't we? SwiftCase.co.uk, where you can find out all about the things that we do. Just don't print it off.
And if you want to see more or listen to more podcasts about this sort of thing, subscribe on the bottom below.
Yeah. And if you've got any comments about printing out documents or anything else more exciting, then please leave a comment below. Just type it in, don't print it out. And we'll get you in the conversation there. Thanks for listening. This has been the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast, and we'll see you again next time.